on my mom's side, so that'd be kind of weird if that happened that way, but it doesn't. So, hey, got a quick question. Where's all my weed people at? I'm not even gonna pay attention to that table. Yeah, I don't do that shit. Yeah, I don't. It's not that I don't support weed. Matter of fact, it actually kind of benefited me recently. I just sold my house of like almost 20 years back at the beginning of last year. The market was doing pretty decent, but at the time they were building this gorgeous building on South Main Street over Firestone Park, right across the street from where I lived. And we didn't know what the building was. I mean, it was gorgeous, literally. It's all like stained wood and sheet metal and, you know, like right angles and shit like that. I was like, what the fuck? Is that like an art museum they're building over there? And then one day my brother gets a hold of me and he's like, nope, that's a pot growery. They're growing pot right across from your house. And I'm like, holy shit, I mean, they're selling pot. No, they can't do that in Ohio. They can't grow it and sell it in the same spot. They're just growing it across the street from you. And as I looked into it more, I'm like, holy shit, they got like an arcade game in the front lobby and picnic tables. I'm like, I want a fucking job there. Just walk right across the street. I'm like, I'd be the perfect candidate for the job. I don't smoke the shit, so they don't have to worry about me taking anything. Holy crap. And I'm like, what would be the drug test policy for a job like that, really? But then a week later, like our entire block just starts smelling of pot. And my wife's like, what are we going to do? We're trying to sell this house. I go, I know what we're going to do. We're going to put it on the listing. Right next to your dealer. Sure as shit, we put it up. It sold the first day. $15,000 over asking. No shit, yeah. Yeah, it's nice. But my real question is, because I know what area I'm in, well, where's all my meth people at? Really? No? Yeah, does it look like I do meth? Does this look like a meth body to you? Unless they start cutting that shit with like bacon grease and butter, I think I'm gonna be fine. No, I got my own addictions. I got food addictions. Where are all my food people at? That's a dumb question. Yeah. Meet me out back after the show. We'll smoke a ham behind the dumpster. You're feeling real frisky. We'll freebase a Bananas Foster. No, I actually, my food addiction started to get me into a little bit of trouble. I just got diagnosed with the diabetes.
Hell yeah.
Wow! That is a fucking first right there.
I'm diabetic.
Really? All right, there we go. I bet I got something that you don't got.
I got type 1.
I got dick pills. Yeah, here's the thing. Yeah, but the funny thing is like I should have known the day I went for the blood test that it was going to be positive, because when they took that shit, it came out looking like strawberry syrup from IHOP. Crazy shit is that strawberry syrup from IHOP has way less sugar. I was like, me and my wife both got our blood work done at the same time, and the next morning we're calling the doctor's office, and she's like, she calls in first, and she's like, hey, this is so and so, you know, I'm calling in for my lab test, and they're like, okay, well, it says here, doctor just wants you to know, just try maybe a low-cal diet, everything else looks great, you're doing really good. Well, since Bill's sitting right here, and you know, we both had the test done at the same time, what's his results? Please hold. A few minutes later. His A1C was 12 and a half. Yeah, she knows. She's like, holy shit. And I don't know what the fucking A1C is. So I'm like, could you tell me what that means? And she's like, well, it'll have to be the doctor, so we'll call you back. And they hung up the phone. That's all they said. And 2 minutes later, I get a call back, and it's not the doctor, it's the nurse practitioner, it's the head nurse. And this was the bluntest shit I've ever been told by anybody in my entire life. Like, I worked in the medical field, so I'm looking for some bedside manner. This is what I get over the phone. Mr. Stone, we heard you wanted to know what your A1C was, and I'm like, yeah, they said it was 12 and a half. What does that mean? She goes, yeah, you're diabetic. That is the exact inflection which what she said it to me. She's like, we need you in here soon. so yeah, I made my first appointment and I went in and I am terrified of doctors. I have actually, like I said, I've worked in the medical field myself. I was an EMT and a paramedic, and I also worked at a hospital on a cardiac floor. I have seen all the horrible shit that can happen on both sides of it, going in, coming out. So yeah, being in an environment, that's one thing. Working in it, yeah. On the other side of it, no, fuck that. So I had to actually have my emotional support wife come to the doctor's visit with me. Like, literally had to beg for her to be in the room. Not her to be in there, but they were like, because of the pandemic, they were like, oh, we're only letting one person back. And I'm like, no, yeah. No, she's got to come. They took that blood pressure, 150 over 120. I told you I was fucking nervous. She goes, we'll take it again when you leave. And it did come down, but I was like, holy shit. But the good thing that came out of it, I have an amazing doctor now, and towards the end of it, we were discussing issues, and that's when she gave me the prescription for the Viagra. Now, men, I don't know if there's any men in here who are on the Viagra. If you are and you're proud, raise your hand. Yeah, I could never get anybody to fucking raise their hand. Here's the thing, not that big of a deal. I've been with the same woman for 27 years now, okay? It's just, yeah, thank you. It's coming from my family. Come on, people, get with the game. The amazing thing is it's just another level to the game. It really is. And it's nothing to be embarrassed of. Here's the thing. Honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do in stand-up comedy. For the last several years, all I've talked about is how fat I am on stage, and now I'm talking about my Viagra and how my dick doesn't work. Pretty soon, I'm losing the weight, my dick's fixed, I'll have nothing to talk about. I'm going to have to fucking retire. So, yeah, I don't know yet. But the crazy thing was, though, up to the Viagra, my wife is so much more trusting of me being on the road now as a comic. Really? No, seriously. I was out like a couple weeks ago. I was in Michigan, and I just got to the hotel, and I was starving. And like I said, I just got this diagnosis, so I'm working on my diet, working on my sugars and shit. And the only restaurant around was a Hooters, right in front of the hotel. And I'm like, well, let's go see what a salad like at Hooters. Which I went in and I looked at the waitress, and weird thing is, I got like the only Hooters waitress who wasn't in an outfit. What the hell? Yeah, I walk in and they seat me, and I sat there for almost 15 minutes with no server, but there was a girl over at the bar wearing Daisy Dukes and a little top tied like this. And finally, after she was done talking to the guy there at the bar, she turns around and she goes, so what would you like? And I was like, did they just like let some random person take my order? Holy shit. But no, she was an employee. I didn't know that they could have a change-up of uniform. It's, I guess it was refreshing. But I asked her, I'm like, do you guys sell salads here at, and she goes, oh yes, all the time. And I'm like, that's bullshit. And it was, because it took 45 minutes to get a salad. 45 minutes for grilled chicken on lettuce with cucumbers and cheese. Because I guarantee you in the back of the kitchen they were like, do you ever make a salad? I never fucking made a salad. You deep fry it? I don't think we deep fry it. She brought it to the table and set it in front of me like, ta-da! And I'm like, you want a fucking reward? It was an okay salad. But no, my wife calls while I'm at Hooters, and she's like, are you having a good time? And I'm like, well, I'm sitting in a Hooters having a salad. She's like, I bet nobody's ever fucking said that before. And I'm like, well, I go, so far so good. And she goes, well, and then she shakes the bottle of pills over the phone. You have fun, but not too much fun. Because she controls the dick now. The craziest thing, though, the day I got the prescription and I got the pills and brought them home, the insane part was I grabbed the bottle of pills and for my diabetes and for my the Viagra, and I put the diabetes ones in the bathroom, and I was going to go put the other ones upstairs, and I was in a hurry because I was leaving out of the house and I wouldn't be back to the next day until around 6 o'clock because I was going to a gig, and I set the pills for some damn reason on the TV stand in front of the TV and ran out of the house. And the next morning I come home and I'm strolling in, and it's about 6 in the morning, and my wife's coming downstairs to wake up our two sons for school. My two youngest sons are still in high school. And I have 3 boys, and they all live in the house, and they all have girlfriends, and they are all definitely in fucking age. Some of them are here right now, and some of them definitely didn't say a word when Samantha asked, has everybody here not had sex? So I just got some fucking answers, okay? But I come around the corner, and the pills are gone. And my wife comes downstairs, and I'm just gobsmacked. She's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, where are the pills? She goes, what pills? I go, the dick pills. They're right here in front of the TV. She goes, why the hell did you leave them in front of the TV? I go, I don't know. I was in a hurry. I ran out of the house. I left them in front of the TV. And at that moment, we were very worried. Not because of our 3 sons, because we have a dog who once ate an entire bottle of melatonin. This dog's fucking insane. She's eaten so many tubes of chapstick in our house that I've had to stop buying chapstick. And if I get chap lips now, I just rub my dog's ass on my lips. It is insane how much chapstick that dog has consumed. She once took a bottle of women's cover-up, chewed off the top, and licked out the inside. So I am fearful for where these pills are now going to be. So I pull the couch away, and sure as shit, there she is laying there with an entire bottle with the top chewed off. Right reaction. But surprisingly enough, the pills were laying there on the floor, and I scooped them all up. There were supposed to be 30 in the bottle. All 30 were there. She didn't eat a single one. And you know why? Because I saw it on her face. She read the label, and she was like, you've been through enough. I couldn't do that to you. But no, I honestly, I just want to lose weight for the right reasons, though. Not so much for my wife or my kids or the diabetes. I just want to